it's pretty cliche, but it has to be Caw-Blade. I got to play Caw-Blade for Player of the Year in the on the weekend where no one knew Caw-Blade existed. I mean, it's fun, and it's like the Eldrazi moment from last Pro Tour, where there's this team that just got to play the busted deck before anyone knew about it, and it was just unfair. No one was prepared for it, and that's what Caw-Blade felt like. It was just this very powerful, consistent deck that was not only the aggressor, but the controlling player, and you got to do pretty much whatever you wanted because people weren't ready for that. So easily Caw-Blade and winning Player of the Year with it. Caw-Blade is a deck that actually breaks a fundamental rule of Magic, which is you can't be the aggressor and the controller at the same time. So it was a deck that could play Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2, go get a Sword of Feast and Famine, hold up counter Magic, play it, equip it, attack, untap all your lands, cast Jace the Mind Sculptor, draw cards or bounce their permanents, cast Gideons, attack them or kill their creatures. So whenever a deck is able to do both things, it's kind of broken, and we saw Jace and Stoneforge get banned out of the format because you're just not supposed to be able to do that. So the deck was unbelievably broken, especially at a time when no one knew about it.
It's such a hard question to reply. I enjoy a lot playing fairies, blue-black fairies in standard, then enjoying playing blue-white Caw-Blade. I thought was more like a blue mage for all these years, but then I found out that what I really enjoy playing is the green min-range decks. Like, I really enjoyed the Curse of Krupix era. It was just super grinding, boring matches, but they were so long, and if you just keep putting attention in your game, you just get small advantage, and it just reduces so much the variance of the game, and it just rewards so much to skillful players, like all those grindy Curse of Krupix decks. I did. GP Manchester was block constructed. I won the GP. There was this Sultai deck that was super slow, super grindy, super controlish. And every small decisions, like I felt that every little decision they'll take through the game, and they will go so long that eventually players less prepared than me will make slightly mistakes, and every little mistake or every little, not even mistakes, just decisions that is not the best one, will put me half a step ahead of them, and eventually I'll just get the wins in every match with this deck.
Well, obviously, Attacker Red, the deck that I won with, would always have a special place in my heart, and I'll remember it always. But the deck that I really liked to play was the deck that I won National with in 2010. It was Turbulence, it was called. It ran 4 of Jace the Mind Sculpture, which is just my favorite all-time card. And the strategy was just like control and just winning on late game, and just like it has a lot of counter spells and a lot of powerful cards. So I like blue-based deck, which might surprise a lot of people, but in general I like longer games. So
I think the deck that I had the most fun playing, and I did quite well with it, was many years ago, and wasn't as good of a player then, but it was called Greater Gifts. So you basically played Gifts Ungiven, a very nice card, and I like to play with it a lot. And Greater Good, and you play Yosei, the Morning Star, and Kukusho, and you bring them back with Glorious Vengeance to tap down your opponent's permanents, and you keep doing that and drawing cards. And you draw cards, you play Gifts Ungiven, and you play dragons, and you reanimate them. It's like a kill stream, right?
My favorite constructed deck of all time has to be Birthing Pod. Like both in standard and modern, that is definitely the deck I've had the most fun with. I think that has to be the most fun. I think a lot of people have it like that because there's like so many decisions, and it is kind of coming. That was kind of natural to me to know what to get with like Birthing Pod, and it's so fun because you had like endless options. So that is just by far the most fun. For a while in modern, the most cute thing I played was like a Kiki-Jiki Birthing Pod deck that played like Lotus Cobra. So you had turn 1 Bird of Paradise Noble Hierarch, turn 2 a Lotus Cobra. You could play Fetchland and a Birthing Pod, and then you could actually chain through a lot of creatures to kill them on turn 3 with a Kiki-Jiki and on a Deceiver Exarch.